Good morning. It is a Wednesday. Thank you, Jesus, for the day. Let's get to work. I started our day off with sanding, I think, the final 4 face frames that were over there with some 150 grit sandpaper. And then yesterday, thank you, Jacob, he went and got the wood, so I didn't have to do that this morning. So I was able to build the last face frame that we're missing. And now I just need to sand it down from 13/16 of an inch thick all the way to 3/4 of an inch thick with some 80 grit sandpaper and some 150 grit sandpaper. So I'm gonna set this in like this, and then I'll keep flipping back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front. Technically, you'll never see the back, like ever, but except the little 1/4 inch reveal that's left, I want to make sure the back's perfect for that little bit. Also, we dado these face frames out so the top and the bottom sit tight onto the cabinet, and if they're not perfectly flat, it could leave a hump or something crazy, and I don't want that. So that's why we sand the back just as well as we sand the front. Also just gives me a little peace of mind knowing they're both good. We also spray the backs for that little 1/4 inch reveal reason. One of my friends has a house, and it's a nice house in the same town that we're from, and they got, the builder got cabinets from I don't know where, but I was looking at them, and they didn't spray the backs of the face frames. That little 1/4 inch reveal that's there wasn't sprayed at all. And I don't think a normal person would really notice that, but I noticed it. That's the reason we always spray the backs. So I'm gonna keep sanding this down, and then I'll palm sand it. Once that's completed, all the face frames will be done, and then I think I'll start working on the trim sheet. It is time to start our custom trim sheet. That right there is all the trim we need: crown, screen molding, shoe molding, finished toe kicks and fillers, and then some light rail. So I have a piece of our light rail I made before. I'm just gonna match that. I've worked on my crown first. I want the total dimension to be 2 3/4. So I did a little test piece just to figure out my order of operations essentially. I'm gonna rip it to 4, angle it to 3 1/8, angle it to 2 1/4, and then back angle it to 2 3/4 to 2 9/16, and that'll give me 2 3/4 exact. I'm going to do each piece all at one time, if that makes sense. So I'm going to rip it all to 4. I'm going to angle it all to 3 1/8, then I'll angle it all to 2 1/4, and so on. So that way, hopefully there's no inconsistencies. A lot of times when we used to get the crown, and we still sometimes have to get the crown if some client wants like an ornate, crazy special thing, it doesn't always line up and match up perfectly. And I don't really want to have that struggle if I'm making it. I mean, it's always somewhat, you know, you're dealing with a live object, right? The wood. But I want to mitigate. Like if I did one piece, all of this, and then one piece, all of this, if I don't get it set exactly, even if I'm off a 64th, could be a difference with the crown. So I don't want that, if possible. So I'm gonna rip this all down to 4 inches. We need 40 feet. These are a little over 10 feet. What I'll do is I'll chop the ends off, square them, and I'll have 4 10-foot boards essentially. That's my plan. I have our dust collector on. And these little scrap pieces I'll use for some shoe molding and some screen molding. I have a bunch of shoe and screen molding from previous jobs already primed up. So I really don't need much of that, which is nice, quite honestly. The shoe molding is determined by what's already in the house, and most, well, probably 95% of our jobs, the houses have 1/2 inch by 3/4, so we're just able to reuse what we don't use from other jobs, as long as it's painted. If it's stained, we have to remake, obviously. easier to have to just remake it if it's stained than to try to sand all the clear coat and stain off. But when it's painted, we'll just lightly scuff it and hit it with a new coat. We only really reuse it for maybe one job. That's typically all we do. I don't like to build up a layer of paint if I don't have to. I think I want this side. Get that bad knot out of there. I think that's the correct decision. Well, there's a knot on the other side too, so we'll just cut that out and we angle it. Okay. 4 inches are ripped. Now, you have 45. These parts right here. To 3 1/8. Once we get this done, we'll probably just go over and sand it. Just trying to get the 45 on the saw stop really quick. Jostling the head cam, that's my bad. But probably just sand this, get it done with. And then we'll do like shoe, screen molding, fillers, get that done, toe kick, get it all sanded done. And we'll start fighting with the light rail. I dado this part out back here. So, as hard as the crown is, the light rail is also not fun either. So that's fine, we'll get it done. 3 1/8. One. Need a new one of these bars. The numbers are starting to get wonky donkey. Okay. Or it's just hard to read the numbers. Now I'm going to attempt this. I would much rather prefer to do this on an 8-foot board, but our supplier gave us 10 feet. Sometimes it's 12, sometimes, I mean, we can request it, but 10 foot's nice. It is what it is. I'll get it done either way. I want to make sure I'm tight to the fence. No inconsistencies, hopefully. Be the plan. And at the beginning, that's the hardest part. I'm going to chop probably about 6 inches off each side. We're over 10 foot right now, so I have the luxury to do that. That's what I'm going to do. Bingo. Us making this saves the client a little bit of money. We don't have to go buy it, we can just build it. I mean, it still costs them, but if we go buy this, they pay essentially what we pay, right? Because we don't control the prices of other people's stuff. It's also nice just to know that we can do it and we have it. We don't have to worry about it. Okay, so now that's done. Let's move our scrapities out of the way, even though they're kind of still in the way. Go down to 2 1/4. And quite honestly, I ripped these too wide. Should have ripped them less than 4, but it's what I did. It gives me a little leeway. So it is what it is. That is what it is too. Good thing that's getting chopped off. Bingo. Like, I could have saved some of that material, you know, if I had ripped it down to probably 3 3/4. But this was easy. 10-foot boards are kind of pain in the butt, but it's all good. Making some progress here. Brandon's at the job, the shamrock job, the green doors that I've shown. He's installing all those right now. And Jacob is taping another kitchen right now, and he's spraying it actually. That one got a little wonky at the end, but it should be okay. That's where I was actually for a while today. I was helping him sand it and get it ready so we can just tape it and spray it in one day. Hopefully install the doors tomorrow. That way Friday we can just be building. That way then this weekend, I mean, there's a million things I gotta do this weekend, but we can just get ahead, hopefully. Okay. Now, 2 3/4. So I'm going here. Someone come save me. Okay, right there I'd say I like. I'm gonna cut it back on the front here. Pray this goes well. Yep, that looks about right to me. And how did I learn how to do this? Well, did I learn? Are these perfect? No. But how did I learn how to do this? I just figured it out, I guess. I don't know. We used to buy this, and I said one day a client wanted it in a smaller size, and I said, we can't buy it, but I think I can cut it down. And then I said, well, if I can cut it down, I can build it. Then I built it for a job. It turned out well, like really good. So I said, well, we'll just keep doing it, I guess. All right, one more thing we can do. Any super ornate stuff, though, I ain't doing that. We don't have the stuff for it. But this, we can do this. Okay, let's do the other side now. Check it. That one seemed a little bit, well, it's a little wider. So what I'm going to do, which is fine that it's a little wide. When we buy the stuff from the store, if it's perfect on 2 3/4, one side's always a little wider when we buy this stuff. So what I'll do is I'll mark it on the back. So that way when we go to install, like if Brandon's installing, he knows which side is the top and which side is the bottom, obviously. I want to make the wider part the bottom. So it's like a base, like a pyramid, but I'm not going to change it now because it's all consistent then, and it'll be just fine. Every board will be the exact same, so I'm really not worried about that. I'm going to mark it right now so when I go to sand it and change everything, I know we're fine. I don't get them. It's really close, but I want it perfect, so that way we just know what we're doing when we go to install and everything turns out right or correct. One thing I've been trying to do, I don't know why, everyone does it. And since I've noticed it, everyone does it. Instead of saying the word correct, which I still do it all the time, instead of saying the word correct, people say right. So I've been trying to, and my English is not great, even though I only speak English. But I've been trying to say the word correct instead of right all the time. Because right is a direction. I can't even hold my pencil. Anyone else see that? That's the type of stuff I deal with every day, I swear. Yeah. So, this is all correct now. All measured 2 3/4. That's lovely. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sand this all down to 3/4 of an inch thick. And then I'll palm sand it, label the back, double check it, make sure I have what I need over there. I'll cross off this, and then I'll cut up my scrap, get rid of that. I'll be able to use some of this for screen molding actually. Cut that little bit right there off. I only need like maybe 3 pieces of that, maybe like 3 pieces of shoe, something like that. I gotta figure that out, but sand that, get that done, label it, and then fillers, same deal, and then toe kick, same deal, and then I'll start working on the light rail. I've started sanding our crown molding down from 13/16 of an inch thick to 3/4 of an inch thick. Doing the same amount of passes, same amount of sanding as our doors or our face frames, anything. So once this is done, I'll just double check the measurements. I always try to double check everything really, because I'm human and I make a lot of mistakes, but I've kind of already double checked. I just want to double check again once this is sanded. And then I'll go over there, I'll palm sand everything just to make sure everything's nice and clean. And once that's done, I'll put it over there by the pile on the oven with the rest of the Beechwood kitchen remodel that we're doing. The face frames are there, the side panels are there, and I'm wanting to get, or hoping to get, I guess, all of the trim done today. I don't know if we'll quite get there, but that's fine. Worst case, I'll finish that up tomorrow. I am sanding the back as well because I don't want to kill this profile too much by sanding like the full 1/16 of an inch off there. So I'm doing more passes on the front because you'll never see the back, but I'm not doing all the passes on the front. That being said, I want to try to get most of the trim done today, right away tomorrow, so that way we can start dovetailing drawer boxes. Those need done, put together, finished. We need to cut out all the shelving, and then the CNC cut out all the cabinet shelves over there. So it's trim. Once that's done, it's shelving, put the cabinets together, it's drawer boxes, and then they're working on spraying the doors that hopefully Brandon or Jacob will put on tomorrow, where Jacob is today. And then they'll start spraying all the face frames tomorrow, and maybe side panels, so that way then Friday we will be able to hopefully maybe dado those and get those on, so then that way this weekend I can work on like maybe clear coating drawer boxes. I think hopefully the shelving will be done by then, trim will be done obviously, so maybe I can like install drawer boxes, clear coat drawer boxes, and like double check a bunch of stuff. And then what else? Oh, put the side panels on, clean everything up, maybe measure for doors. We can't go to this client's house on Monday. I think we're going to be installing those on Monday, but it'd be nice if this was just done, so then I could go and help them with that, so we could just bang it out, but I'm not sure on that. We also need to make doors for another order. We need to make doors for that order. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to get done. But we're just gonna focus here. I like to check things off. I don't like to leave things in like purgatory, because that's how I'll forget when we have like a bunch of stuff going on at one time. So my main focus right now is trim. Get this done. There's a dishwasher panel I gotta make too. Get this stuff done, and then we'll just go from there. Pieces for the light rail that I have to kind of dado out are sanded with the wide belt sander. I'll need to dado them, palm sand them, label them. Fillers just need palm sanded. Crown needs palm sanded. Screen molding needs palm sanded. Shoe molding needs routed and then palm sanded. So I'm gonna palm sand this filler, screen molding, crown with some 150 grit double check my measurements, label the backs or what does not need sprayed, send it over there, and then I'll router the shoe, sand the shoe, label it, then I'll dado this light rail. I'll make it look like this right here. It's gonna have a 3/8 of an inch deep dado. 3/8 will be up, and then that'll leave 3/4 of an inch on the bottom, gap for our doors, 3/4 of an inch up top. It's going to the ceiling, so I leave a little bigger gap, and I want to match that with the light rail. If it wasn't going to the ceiling, I only leave like maybe 1/4 or 1/2 inch, but the ceilings, we just had one that was off like 1 inch, and we were able to make it look really good. But I'm glad I had that extra space of that 3/4, so we could line the doors up, the cabinets up. It might not have been a full inch it was off, but the ceiling from one point to the other was like 1 inch off. So we leveled the doors and made it look perfect, but I like to leave a little bigger space when the cabinets go to the ceiling. So that's why I'm leaving 3/4 above the doors between the crown and the doors, 3/4 below the doors between the light rail and the doors. Make sure everything looks perfect and we have room to adjust. So I'm going to start palm sanding, fillers, crown, screen molding, and then I'll router shoe, sand it, label it, and then start on the light rail. Are you ready to hear the worst sound ever? This is a router bit with this shoe molding, but it's time to start routering. I have the screen molding, the fillers, the crown, all sanded and done. Now, it's time to get this done. I had to adjust this a little bit because these feet here, I did a different size of shoe molding before. Yep, that's gonna be fine. I just finished the whole trim package besides toe kick and dishwasher panel, and I plan on doing that first thing tomorrow morning. But I have our screen molding, 1/4 inch by 3/4, shoe molding, 1/2 inch by 3/4, a bunch of fillers, and then our crown, just angle cut, 45, and then our light rail, just 3/8 of an inch deep, 1.5 wide, 3/4 tall there. That being said, I'm gonna end the video right here. We'll pick it up tomorrow, finishing the trim sheet, and I don't know, we'll do drawer boxes, shelving, or put together cabinets. We'll see you tomorrow. Adios.